And welcome to session 22 where everything gets fucking crazy.
Yes.
We're done.
We're
And,
done.
we're all gonna die. So
Session over.
Who wishes to do the recap today?
I have done it for like 3 weeks in a row, so screw you guys.
You know what, Jake?
I don't even think Jake wants to
You really gonna hand it over to Jake?
Yes.
You know, Dark wants to
alright.
know if Jake did his homework.
Yes.
Jake, have you watched?
I'll do my best.
Yep.
So, alright. So last time on Forsaken Throne, I don't remember precisely where we started.
That's
I
not
remember that we went down into the Did we start by going down into the
It started with cult.
Yeah, we started.
Yes,
back in
okay. Yep, so we went into the cult kind of base stronghold. We entered, it was just like this abandoned house. We found in there like an unholy bloody cleaver and like some corpses in a freezer. Well, a corpse in a freezer. We kind of explored the place. Didn't really find a whole lot, except for a broom of flying, which I totally found. So that's nice. We then discovered a secret like flip switch which opened a trapdoor into a secret basement. So we went down there. And did I cut out?
Nope.
No.
No? Okay, because I just heard the sound. That means I cut out. So I guess I didn't. Anyway, we go down into the secret basement. And in there is a shitload of cult guys, which scare us because they're very, very strong, and there's a lot of them. So we almost get our asses handed to us throughout this whole place. Zoe has a lot of healing to do.
Rift died.
Rith dies. And we have to
So he uses
revive
her.
her.
Well, so he used her hero point
Mm-hmm.
to save her.
But we end up defeating the head cultist with a Raphael Ballard outflank crit from Ballard. Who just kind of completely decimates her. So that was nice. We had to fight, what kind of daemon was it? A Luca daemon?
Hydrodamon.
Hydra daemon.
I'll double check that. I think it's Hydro.
Pretty sure it was a Hydra daemon. Yeah.
Tried
Yeah.
teleporting away.
So, you know, as Ballard smashes the head cultist, her blood flies onto the ritual fire and it glows, and then a Hydra daemon comes out and is like, "Thank you for releasing me. Now I'm going to eat all of you and then wreck everything."
Actually,
We
no,
tried to
he
run
wanted to
away,
leave.
actually.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave now," and
Yeah.
then he was like trying to teleport away.
Teleport, and then we
Yeah, we
stopped
were
that.
like, "No, fuck
And then
that."
we killed him. So that was good. And then we leave up. Well, after we destroy everything, the entire place starts collapsing. So we kind of book it up, and the priests are like, "What are you doing? You called for help. What is going on?" We're like, "This place is collapsing. Get the fuck out." So we do that, and then I think Laurel gets the kind of notification that the kobold or whatever put the note up that was like, "The witch is home.
The master is home.
The master is home."
Yeah.
Yeah. So we go down to the door, the super warded door, which is a thing. It's like got like symbol of death and symbol of fuck you on it. So we knock, and the witch is like, "Bugger off," and we don't because we're stupid, and Zoe tries to diplomatize. We try to get in, and the door just phantasmal killers her, and she fails, and then Zoe dies.
Like, outright dies.
So that really sucks. So then we get the fuck out. And we go to the Prince Bishop and drop Zoe off. And at this point, we're like, okay, so this is like the witch. Like, the whole giant fuck you witch. So that's spooky news. And so we gather everyone. We get Kulrun, we get the Empress, we try to get the Prince Bishop, we try to get the Archmage. You know, we get everybody. The Archmage and Laurel teleport off to the Eastern Empires, which is
I can
kind
tell
of
you
war.
I can even tell you what part of the Eastern Empire if you give me a second. But
Yeah, I forgot the name of it. Tianxia, I think.
Xian,
Yeah.
I think that's the continent, though, isn't it?
And
That's the
Laurel, yeah, that's the continent. So Laurel has to like talk the Archmage down, and eventually they convince him to come back. So we got the Archmage. Something happens. Like I go, we get Zoe's up, and then she talks to the Archbishop about it. And that apparently some bad stuff happens. She didn't really talk about it. But we don't have the Prince Bishop on our side.
He just ran away, apparently.
Yeah, he just ran away. We got Kurun on our side because we were just like, William's gonna have problems, and he's like, well, I'm joining.
Yeah.
And then Raphael gets the Empress on our side. I think we have Priestess Luna. Is that everyone?
Riv tried to get Valrexmus and Sirius, but I don't actually know the status on that.
You never found the dragon.
Okay, we never found them. What about Sirius?
Serious, you found.
Yeah, he showed up. Cool. You joining?
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. All right.
And I
So
think that's where we stopped, right?
we got Sirius.
We had like 3 hours before shit went down.
By the way,
Yeah.
that is the place you went, which was beloved of the heavens.
Oh wow.
Mm.
Remember the Asamoy that ran into you? So we begin.
Yeah.
Currently, we're gonna start with it's currently just Raphael in as well. Empress has taken to a separate large hall that clearly hasn't seen the most use. It's covered in war banners, war maps. There is a huge table, a separate throne, very intimidating statues, and like weapon and armor racks everywhere.
Sweet.
This is most clearly her public war room, in opposed to a private one, which Raphael has also seen.
We want the private one. Screw the public one.
Currently, there are 5 Sapphire generals sitting at the end of the table, all discussing with each other that the massive army has been raised together of them.
Hmm.
Other than that, Raphael is alone of the Empress as they wait for people to arrive.
Yeah, he's on there, kind of standing tall, fidgeting a bit.
You're
looking
quiet.
around, looking at the generals.
We can't hear you.
He's away from his microphone. 'Cause
Yeah,
He's
eating.
eating his Feta Stagen.
Yeah.
Is there anything Raphael specifically wants to
Hello?
do?
Hello.
Hello.
Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
Is there
Is there anything
anything
Raphael specifically wants to do? Is he just want to wait for everyone to show up?
Let's see here. Well, he will I think he will mainly just hang around for now. I mean, he will probably do some interjections if he thinks something is being talked about that he can interject on. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that the Empress is kind of used to war and war things, so she probably has most of the details under control.
Because there are some things you overhear. For example, you hear there are 200 Sapphire guards plus the commanders,
Damn.
all lined up.
Do I catch the name of any of these commanders?
No. They seem to refer to each other by a title, not by a actual name.
Oh.
Interesting. I wonder if they actually know each other's names.
I wonder if they actually have names.
I
Yeah,
reckon
like-
they have names, but like, do they know them anymore? Like they must have been people once upon a time.
You do get the name of
Pretty
one
sure they are people. I mean,
I don't know. Yeah, go on. Sorry, DDS.
you do get the name of you do hear at least the code name for one of them, which is the one at the bottom, the Storm Tactician.
Storm
okay, sure.
Tactician.
is he the boss, or do they all like?
They all seem to be on the same level with each other, though he definitely seems to be the others seems to definitely be listening to what he's saying far more.
I think Raphael would have in detail described the way down we took as best as he can remember it. The tunnels, what they looked like, the space available, like basically describing the environments as much as possible, so we know what type of terrain we're getting into.
The Sapphire Generals appreciate this quite a bit and take all of this into account as they do their plans.
Yeah, he will definitely.
Raphael does
describe-
not remember that much, but he remembers like some key things, such as there was a giant moat of water, and
Mhm.
you remember some of the important things.
Yeah. Hopefully the rest of the party can fill in even more.
Bring the
I
mobile.
mean, the issue is it's just a
We don't
labyrinth
remember.
down there. It's very, very difficult to navigate it without someone actually, who knows the place well.
Well, we don't remember it. Raphael is the only one that has actual memories of it.
Yep. Oh, that's true. Yeah, you got wiped.
Yeah, we all got wiped. Raphael somehow managed to.
He
Resisted.
ironically, out of everyone, Raphael was the one who resisted the spell.
Yeah, I think Riff rolled like a 3 or something. She rolled poorly.
You all rolled poorly, pretty much.
Yeah. Raphael had that re-rolled thing though.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the only thing that saved Raphael's memories.
Yeah.
Mhm. My mind.
It was a pretty tough DC anyway. Anyway, what was Bollard doing?
I mean,
He got Calroon, didn't he?
yeah.
You got Colroon. In that case, Colroon does inform you that he would. On the way, Colroon does quickly pick up a small squad of people
Hmm.
to come with him.
Does
Be precise, an army of crusaders from the Church of Iomedae.
sure. Does he have a,
Mhm.
does he like pick out the Holy Avenger from the church? Like, I need this now.
He just walks in and says, "I need you," and they all
I am
stand
the-
up and like,
So to be
Yes.
precise, just to give. There you go.
He is the mortal sword of the Inheritor.
"Oh, nice." He has a nice squad.
And Raphael,
Damn.
I got double that. Quadruple even.
There are far more. This is just an example.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I got you. I'm just kidding.
Bit of Raphael, you see, Colroon and Bollard come in, and then the clanking of a lot of people in full plate.
Clang, 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 clang.
Glong, 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 glong. Do they all march in
With
sync?
almost just holy aura following them as they come in.
Excellent.
Riff's gonna feel so out of place. Ugh,
Good.
like always.
Did you fetch the dragon?
Dragon
Try
didn't
them.
show up.
What?
Yeah,
I
I got
fetched
I got the
the
This
wizard.
is wide announcement, which you all heard, but
Yeah.
nope.
I
That
got the wizard.
damnable
Though.
lizard.
I've got the wizard, like the
The
wizard
lizard
that
wizard?
was the one that was in charge of the fortress.
Oh, the
He's
guy with the hat.
the guy with the hat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello.
A fabulous hat it was.
He was.
High Priestess Luna comes back at this point, by the way, Raphael.
Does she have the black blade of disaster?
No.
Damn.
She is riding on top of something, though.
Has she got a griffin?
Oh.
What, a glass golem?
A pair of stained glass golems.
Nice.
Um,
That is cool. She just randomly walks in, piggybacking on one of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's awesome.
She looks down at you, Raphael. Look down to Raphael. Well, I said I'd fetch something useful, didn't I?
Raphael bows. As always, Priestess Luna, it is quite nice to see you.
Are they
It's
like Marshmallow from Frozen?
No.
Damn it. But I mean, like, it's just Clumbusum and
Yes, they're very common. Yes. The difference is also these are immune to magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, the golems. I mean,
golems. Like, yeah, it's a thing.
They're also They're also quite slow.
yeah, you know, they're like, you point them in that direction and basically say kill everything.
Bollard sees this as well, as High Priestess Luna rides in on the back of a pair of stained glass golems.
Raphael will wave at Bollard and bow towards Kaloon.
Karum seems to be organising his militia. Seems like he's actually surprisingly used to this.
I mean, he's a paladin of Iomedae. I mean, he's no.
He's drilled for this his entire life since losing.
Yeah, he's a warrior of the Inheritor. I mean, he's kind of.
The next one to show up would be Laurel.
Sure.
Laurel, the Archimage picked something up, by the way, before you arrived.
Oh, awesome. Good. He should.
He picked up his assistant for one. Also a toy of his, quote unquote.
toy.
It is
Nice.
the Sphere of Annihilation.
Well,
Colossal undead dragon icon.
Oh yeah, that's what.
No!
I recognize now.
Damn! Clockwork Leviathan.
Rides in. What's up, motherfuckers?
Laurel can have a seat on that too.
yes, you can ride the Leviathan.
Big enough.
You can
all of
definitely
us.
ride in the Clockwork Leviathan.
I love it.
And basically, Raphael, you hear this thing basically slide and you hear like cracks in the floorboard. You see this thing basically slide and tentacle its way in.
He will be very happy to see Alvron and Laurel. Actually, he will.
Love it.
Yeah.
Laurel
You-
looks
you-
like he's having a really good time.
Yeah, you will actually
Very
see.
mellow.
In such a dire situation, you will see Raphael almost like, oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness they're here.
Yes, what an Asmodeus is that? It's a Leviathan made out of clockwork.
Yeah, it's a Clockwork Leviathan.
It's one of the Archmage's favourite toys.
You know, as you do.
He is He does have craft golems and the stuff. We haven't known this for a while actually.
Yeah.
He doesn't tend
He
he
likes
doesn't
all
tend
the
to use
secret
them
hobby
that often.
projects.
He has it though.
Yeah, so a little something I've been working on.
My familiar.
That is not as familiar.
bird
Don't
is just a
assume-
beast.
Oh, his familiar needs to be here because I love the bird.
I'll have to fetch the familiar from a different
Well,
map.
actually, I'm not going to be here because
The familiar is here.
Oh, there he is.
Riff will show up next with Sirius. And his
Sirius?
amazing hat.
Da, da, da. The Magnificent.
I'm an old man. Oh.
He also seems to have a whole bag of scrolls at his side. And a huge satchel.
He just shows up with like a giant bin bag filled with.
No, think of like a giant backpack full of.
Nice.
We wanted the bird familiar.
Yeah.
Yes, everyone more or less seems to have arrived, it seems, except Zoe hasn't shown up yet, strangely, or the Prince Bishop. But, the time comes for the meeting to begin. But suddenly, as everyone's about to gather together, Raphael, you hear a window break from upstairs.
So. He
And-
The
will-
assassins.
And then suddenly from the stairwell to one of the doors, Zoe pops in.
oh,
Okay.
couldn't walk in through the door, eh?
Yeah.
I like it.
Are you
Being
gonna-
dramatic now.
Are you
Zoe,
gonna
describe the rest.
Oh, I thought you were gonna describe it.
Nope, you describe the rest.
Well, Zoe comes in, and you notice there is something very, very different about her. For one, you notice that she has wings on her back. Yeah, wings.
Like legit wings or like the celestial armor wings?
Not the celestial armor wings.
Like legit wings?
Legit wings.
Pretty cool.
And what other stuff is she probably gonna look like now, since with all that difference? Dark.
Well, you do seem to have this very, very minor glow. It's like a candle glow, but it's quite faint. But your hair seems brighter than before. There is this. If you squint, you think you almost see this very, very tiny halo.
She's ascended. She
Very,
has
very,
ascended.
very, very dim. The halo, though.
She mythic now.
She's a saint. I knew it. I knew it all along.
A saint, but not a scholar.
Well,
Saint
Zoe.
Zoe.
So that is why she flew over here, because she flies faster than she walks.
Of course.
Why
And-
couldn't you go through the front door still?
Well, mainly because the meeting was about to start, and that would take
Yes. And I will let you all, because I didn't want, because now I have resistance and all kind of craps, but the resistance against evil, I didn't want.
Oh
the
wow,
hero.
nice.
So are you like a half angel? Like what is it?
Half
A template?
celestial?
What is that?
It's a template.
She gained Celestial Template plus an addition which granted her wings.
Oh my!
Nice.
The celestial template. That is quite something.
Yeah.
She can smite now.
Yeah,
click
yeah,
grab.
I can smite now, indeed.
Nice.
Well, Zoe walks very tired towards the queen, the empress. And she bows. I have some very dire news. I'm sorry.
And Raphael will quickly dive off to fetch a chair or something for her.
She's only been alive for like 3 hours.
That's true. She hasn't been alive very long.
No.
I think she recently came back from the dead.
Yeah,
The heart's still freaking out. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Beating
yeah,
again.
yeah. It's a little weird. Well, Zoe looks very tired and very dehydrated. She looks like crap beside that whole holy thing. She will take that.
Down it longer.
First of all, the Prince Bishop is not coming. And second, the king has betrayed us. He was with the witch all along. He is walking around somewhere with the imperial arm that he has, and he is gonna kill someone. I don't know who, but he said he was gonna hurt someone I love. And I fear he's gonna do something like burn down the hospital or something like that. He went mental.
Raphael looks absolutely stunned at this news.
And he is the reason the Prince Bishop is not coming. He did something to the Prince Bishop. What? I don't know.
You basically told the Empress that her husband and the second most powerful person in the whole realm has betrayed us.
Yeah.
Well, the Prince Bishop has betrayed us. She said the king did something to him.
No, I mean the king. He's the second.
Yeah.
Politically most
I
powerful.
will point out. So he said, "I am so sorry."
She looks to you. This was not entirely unexpected.
I can just imagine Riff thinking, I knew it, that fucking bastard, I knew it.
Oh, well, we all knew it, but I mean the Empress didn't.
Oh, Kingy, I'm going to enjoy.
Oh, poor Kingy.
I'm going to enjoy taking your head up and mounting it on a spike.
Well,
We
there
need-
you go.
We need to stop him. He can't. He's gone crazy. I don't know what he did. He used the arm and teleported away.
In that case, we won't. In that case, we won't be able to track him down for a while. It protects him against all forms of visions and similar after it's been used.
And I've been trying to get a hold of the Prince Bishop, but the same as the king, I can't find him. But I know the king has done something to the Prince Bishop. The king said so himself, but he didn't want to tell me what he did.
Of course, he wouldn't. Also, you hear someone stumble through the same door Zoe came through.
Oh!
Stonehammer!
Yeah.
Look at you. Look at you, buddy.
Stonehammer!
Don't think you can start this without Brock.
Slams his
Yeah,
hand.
there is something else behind him, by the way.
He's a great Lord Mayor.
Does he bring his, like,
Dwarven
legion of
bros.
dwarves?
Or like
Yeah.
mythic
Well,
golems.
there's at least you see in the corridor behind him a queue of 50 dwarves.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
Clan Stonehammer. Is
Yeah.
it Clan
Yes,
Stonehammer?
Clan Stonehammer is here.
Or waves to the ones he knows.
Raphael will turn to the Empress and says, My Empress, if it is true that the king has indeed betrayed us, how much of the army is potentially under his control? Could he seize it? Could we have a civil war here on the streets?
How much of his army is under his control? She reaches towards one of the statues and pulls it back. You notice a small crystal ball inside.
Yeah.
Ooh, crystal ball.
She begins speaking to it, shouting orders. You have a feeling these are going to every single one of the commanders of the army.
All right.
Basically telling them that to slay the king on sight.
Oh, gosh. He's an enemy of the state now.
Pretty much.
If you see him, tell him it's over, and then kill him. Order 66.
She seems to do this with a surprising calm as she puts it back into the statue and closes it up again.
She knew.
Oh
He's
yeah.
probably been a bitch for a while,
Yeah.
honestly.
She just needed a reason.
Drink the poison. I dare you.
She just needed a reason to kill him. Now she has a reason.
Oh, you don't dare, Kingy. I thought not. All right.
She
Good.
just puts the crystal ball back into the statue, closes it up, and looks over everyone here.
The fellowship.
So, the day has finally come, has it?
Look, if we have Rith as a Gandalf substitution, I'm afraid.
Yeah, no, we don't.
She brought the Gandalf substitution.
Yeah,
Riff fights the Balrog. You shall. Yeah, you can pass. Yeah.
Actually, you can just
You know what? Why am I stopping you? Yeah.
You like
So
Paddy,
he's
right?
gonna indicate to the Empress that she needs to tell her something. Kind of like a hand up, like she's about to fall over.
Yes.
I'm sorry, my Empress, but I have only been alive for about 3 hours. I'm about to collapse and I need rest. Just 2 hours.
Raphael will.
And
I'm sure there's a bedroom somewhere.
With your approval, Empress, I will guide Lady Mayor Zoe to one of the bedrooms.
Raphael, you know where it is. Down the hallway to the left.
thank you, my Empress.
Raphael will take Zoe under the shoulder, like helping her stand up because
Get a-
she's very tired.
You get a wing in your face.
Ow!
Well, she doesn't really know how to introduce them yet.
Slap him in the face. Yeah, we'll guide Zoe off to get a rest.
You realise the room she pointed out happened to be the one for members of the imperial family normally.
There we go.
Well, Zoe did awaken her imperial blood, so
Well, there you go.
Also,
we got
there's not really any family to stay there now.
Sadness.
Well,
As far as she knows.
So, Raphael, where's the bedroom?
Down the corridor and to the left. Follow me.
Like we were just standing there. Like, where is this bedroom?
Speaking,
this thing.
just how does Laurel look right now?
Yeah.
Well, he looks very his sort of, he's sort of looking around, very sort of interested, looking at his hands. He seems to walk a little bit wobbly on his hooves. Looking around, the hooves are there, His wings, however, are much bulkier and now have sort of small jarred sort of spikes of bone sticking out at the fringes of them. They've sort of grown more veiny and the like. Beyond that, his eyes are kind of wild, moving kind of almost independently around. And looking at him, or being close to him, gives you sort of a feeling that something is just wrong. As if maybe it's not really him. Maybe it's someone else, but looking like him. He seems very, very aloof, and sort of has a sort of a weird smile on his lips, almost as if he's a bit intoxicated at the moment.
Okay.
Did you
Bit
drink
worried.
the fucking fluids, Malachi? Did you drink the fluids?
Did you drink all the alchemy?
You maniac.
What have you done?
He seems pretty high right now.
You utter maniac.
What have
Like,
you done?
really, 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 like 120,000 gold high right now. He seems as high as anyone can ever get.
What the
And
fuck
yet
has
he
he
doesn't
done?
seem to be completely unhappy with it. Being
Okay.
Lord Mayor is a stressful job.
So he's having a
Stoner.
good trip, yeah?
Stoner Laurel.
You
At
know,
least- at least
the
he's
stress
having a good
stress party made him crack.
Sure. Yeah.
But,
As you arrive, the Emperor seems to indicate for everyone to, take a seat at the main table.
Where's the main table? Is it with the generals?
Basically, in the middle of the room, it would be.
Oh, okay.
what's next to
Sure.
those guys?
Riftland should definitely sit close.
Riff-
Riff, as Riff
Yeah.
goes towards the generals, she feels sick to her stomach,
Oh, fuck. No, screw that. Fuck that.
as this feeling of pure lawfulness irradiates.
Yeah.
Riff's just like, nah, fuck that shit.
They have like this.
Man,
Yeah,
we
it
should like
radiates
do this
with
sort of
something.
thing.
Yeah,
Well, come
we're
over here.
watching-
We need to like surround the Empress.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Stonehammer. Hello.
Good old
Bro.
Stonehammer.
Or we'll like
Darius, get
almost
over
like
here.
shake his hand heartily.
Everyone will. Everyone is happy to see Stonehammer.
Yeah,
Oh
like,
god, what? I'm surrounded by like lawful.
Don't take
What?
your Leviathan. Yeah,
Good.
we'll
Yeah,
feel.
Hey, Archmage. Hey, how's it going?
Exodus is sitting there, looks at Nairo, sniffs.
If she's here, I'm not. And he telepos away.
Oh, not this again. Oh, I am just an old man.
I'm an old man.
Kind of creepy.
Notice the two spots missing where the king and the prince bishop could have been.
Not Zoe and the Prince Bishop.
Yeah, so in the Prince Bishop.
Zoe's going away no matter what.
Zoe was the exception.
She was the exception, yeah.
Can
You know,
just,
you were
like,
dead.
like pull the like Rithlint over to the other side and then like move people together. Shorten the table by one bit.
Does Riff look at the Leviathan at all?
Sure. So we're looking at the
When you look at the Leviathan, but for a second you almost see like what you see is like a pillar of fire almost coming towards you. Then you think it just stops.
okay, fair enough. I'm
Almost like
guessing
the Leviathan is teasing you.
It's,
motherfucker.
It resembles a mechanical eel with several paddle-like limbs.
Interesting.
It has,
It's normally a sea creature.
actually, Exorcist is actually sitting on it right now. Sitting on the nose, as I said before.
It's got a swim speed, I think.
He does. It's actually faster at swimming than on land.
See?
Nice.
And hiding it in the water.
Well, where else do you build a Leviathan? So the time has come where the banner must be raised, and we must fight as all our ancestors have to defeat the Empire's greatest foe. Looks over all of you.
Nods grimly.
Laurel seems satisfied with the situation.
He's just like, yeah, sure, man. Yeah.
Is it like a
Yeah,
drooling,
man.
like a bro?
No, quite not.
The prophecies have foretold that this day would come, though we do not expect it now. Though I believe through actions that some of you have taken, looks to Raphael then to Laurel.
Well, sort of,
I believe you have altered the prophecy from where it was originally at.
What have you done?
Raphael smiles. Well, kicking faith in the teeth is kind of what I want to do. I mean, it's...
Luna's original prophecy indicated that one of the Empire's greatest foes, Tesseract, the 22-headed Hydra, was to return from the dead. Though it seems that what we're doing now is happening before that date, therefore skipping the prophecy.
Yeah, Luna.
We're gonna fight a fucking 22-headed Hydra? Damn.
Your prophecy sucks.
I also know. I asked Luna when she went to the Sanctum to pick up her objects. Looks to the giant golem. That to quickly relook at the prophecy, and it indeed has changed. Though she can't make out clearly in such a short time what the new one is. Nonetheless, it seems you have changed the hand of fate, and possibly this time we might succeed where our ancestors have failed, slay the witch, and finally rid this empire of its greatest scourge. She looks over all of you.
Raphael nods.
Riff kind of half nods. Like, yeah, okay, alright.
rears his head, sort of twitching slightly.
Like,
Raphael, explain everything that you remember about the witch's place, as much detail as possible.
there was a door, that's it.
Raphael,
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. We all forgot about it.
Yeah.
Raphael nods. Of course, my empress. And then he turns to the table and starts again to tell the tale, as detailed as he can possibly make it, how they got there, the winding tunnels, the door with all the wards, like what happened at the door, what the kobolds said, and the terrain and everything. Basically giving, again, as much detail as he possibly can.
The Archmage's assistant Luna, like all the Sapphire Generals all seem to be taking like incredible amounts of notes.
Mm-hmm. No, Raphael is not telling anything that the group have Imperial arms stashed away, or that we have William stashed away. I think we're going to wait with that bombshell until all of this has
Doesn't
blown
really
over.
matter right now.
You don't want to drop a second bombshell on the Empress.
No, right now.
I just
need to
didn't
have
want
this.
Rifflin to do something drastic.
Yeah, everyone looks at Ritalin while
Why
Raphael
would
talks.
why would Riff want to? Riff doesn't really care about this meeting, to be honest. Like, this is too formal for her average day, you know.
It's not really your average day.
Paladin.
Ah, fucking paladins. Ah,
Sit up straight.
Really, she has 10 paladins standing behind her
I
right now.
know, and like
Stoneham didn't get the dwarves.
lawful bastard everywhere.
Would you like all the dwarves displayed behind you?
Oh no, it's fine.
All 50 of them?
Ah, it's-
All the
The
tokens.
various tools.
Yeah, Raphael will discuss and say, I am not actually sure exactly where under the city this chamber would be located. The pathways are serpentine and very difficult to predict. Sadly, most of the others of my group do not remember, thanks to the witch's magics. He thinks it would be, of course, best if we somehow could maybe excavate down to the lair, but since we don't know exactly where it is, it might be very difficult. Going into the tunnels then seems to be, well... We also know that the witch has some sort of ability to shift and change the tunnels. We had the trouble getting out, and only by utilizing some of our own spell casting were we able to actually get out of there.
Look at their beards. My God.
Raphael nods and says, not to be too presumptuous, but it seems to me then that what we are looking at is, well, we need to put our best fighters, the best powers, the most skilled people we have at the front line when we confront her. It seems the rest of us should try to make sure that this main group arrives unscathed. The more power that can be conserved for the actual fight with the witch, the better, I think.
Riff kind of looks to everybody, to like mainly the group avoiding the Sapphire Generals in general, and it says the main problem I see is that door. For all we know, could be the only entrance in, and it's covered in hundreds of wards that could potentially kill us all.
Make the golems break it down.
Safe bet.
That should be quite well.
Ah,
Luna looks to you. It is true that these golems are mostly immune to magic. Very little damage to them ward-wise. And even if they do, that would make a good work for them if the wards you describe on there are actually true.
From what I saw, it's pretty powerful magic.
Also, Raphael, you described there being a large amount of water as blocking in there, which these golems, they are slightly heavy. They will not function very well if there's any other liquids down there. So that seems like an ample task for them. That and possibly holding off the horde of kobolds. Looks to Raphael.
Raphael, like, I don't think the kobolds would be too much of a problem, honestly. Sort of looking over the rest of the group here.
Yeah, Riff shakes her head. It's like, no, not really a problem.
This is not copying properly at all. I'm very upset.
What is it?
I'm trying to copy the battle formation I suggested before, or that me and Marika sort of discussed.
Oh yeah.
So we have a.
Why don't just say it? Easier than
Well,
copy-pasting.
mean, it's a pretty big body of text here. I kind of want to show it off.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh God.
I was gonna put this in the shot for the stream.
Oh Lord.
It needs to be BR to make it more clear, but
Also, it doesn't really copy properly into the chat either. I now notice how annoying.
yeah, because the chat doesn't use the same system as Skype does for separate lines.
I suppose so.
I think they both use break line, which neither will has set up. Well,
Formatting. Ho.
Fucking ho.
You
yes.
can use Hyperdesktop to take a picture of it and post the picture.
The High Priestess will inform you that most of what she tends to prepare is not meant for combat, more support roles.
Yeah.
She is, her role normally is to aid and heal, not to kill and destroy.
I mean, Raphael doesn't.
prefer that duty.
Raphael doesn't really know anything about summoning planar allies, but maybe someone else could ask if we can summon Movanik Davis.
The High Priestess does inform you she has one planar ally spell.
There we go.
Yeah.
She usually keeps it in reserve just in case she gets attacked.
Yeah.
Okay, Riff will say that if a all-out frontal assault is necessary, then using our spellcasters to summon whatever they can.
Do you mention at all what the witch wrote on the wall, Raphael?
What did she? Behind us?
Didn't she say if you tell, we'll tell our secret? Yeah, we'll tell your secret. Didn't she?
No, I'm not.
That's too.
He would say that the witch tried to dissuade them by basically threatening to
To kill our families.
No, it's like basically giving threats about she would tell on the powers that be that we have broken the law or some such. Like he will basically say that yes, fine, we have maybe done in the past some violations of the law, but maybe we can discuss that after all
I
of
bet the
this.
Sapphire Guards are like.
The Sapphire Guards look at you with more disdain than usual, Raphael.
Raphael winks at them.
They know for a fact they're not allowed to kill you, but it doesn't mean they can't fantasize about it.
You know,
Some of them must know we've been, put in for treason and stuff.
Probably, yeah.
But
Raphael smiles. Well, we were after all thrown into jail by the king.
Oh, tell me this story. The Empress puts her hands together.
Is this really the time?
I shall
really deal with this problem first.
Well, the question is preparing troops.
Yes.
All the troops are gathering, but it will take time.
I think striking blows at whatever we can find as facilities and whatever we can do to weaken her while the armies gather would possibly be the best way to handle this?
Raphael frowns. I don't know. Striking immediately and quickly is what I would suggest. She was taken by quite a surprise, as were we. That element of surprise is one of our foremost weapons, I should think. If we allow her too much time to recover, it will be very bad for us.
For all we know,
Rather, she seemed to be exhausted, drained, perhaps because she has have been at war with the Midnight Lotus. I don't know. Shrugs.
we're not 100% sure it was her, after all.
True, but it seems to me that she is currently reeling from a lot of things, recovering. That is what the king said, was it not?
I can add that Zoe told the Empress that the king said she is at the moment resting,
Okay.
and therefore we should not attack her.
We could,
Perhaps indeed the king lied to us, but if he was so upset and out of his mind that Zoe suggests, I do not think he would have the presence of mind to do so. More likely he shouted out of desperation.
or perhaps he was pressed by the witch herself.
She also told the Empress that the king threatened to kill, that if we were to move any Sapphire soldiers down there, the witch would kill everyone, the civilians. She would cast a spell that does that.
That sounds like a bad thing to happen.
Yes, well, so we will tell the Empress that.
I mean,
too.
she's a... In that case, I mean, why hasn't she done that already then? If she
Yeah.
is like the
Yeah.
archenemy of the Empire and wants to destroy it, why hasn't she already cast that spell?
She'll tell her what the king told her about the witch.
Riffle say, I don't know. It sounds all too good that we send all of our most powerful people all into one place where who knows what she has prepared, and you know she could just kill everybody that's a real threat to her in one foul swing.
If she could just kill us, she would have done so. She is relying on secrecy because she cannot openly oppose us.
Perhaps she wants us to think like that. Perhaps she's spent all these years preparing wards, spells, who knows what else, just for us to walk in and be obliterated on the spot. You know,
Raphael
that's-
motions towards the golems. They are apparently immune to it.
and we're not. If we're all obliterated, 2 golems aren't going to kill her on their own.
Which is why we're sending in the golems first, yes.
She may be able to control it. Control the runes. Who knows how they'd be triggered? For all we know, there could be nothing, but for all we know, there could be everything. We need to be cautious, at least. We have no intel on what's in there. All we know is there is a giant door that the golems may take down, but there's still the problem of what's inside.
If she doesn't have any wards, she's certainly making them now. The longer time she has to do so, the less good it is for us.
Raphael nods.
She's had centuries, millennia, has she not?
But you do not think that she would be found out, and certainly not that by someone who knew enough to recognize what she was.
Indeed. We have her backpedaling, scrambling to regain her feet, her balance. We must strike now. I do not think caution is at all what we want at this
It
point.
also seems, from what I spoke to the Cold about earlier, that the Master only were there at rare times for long periods of time. She went in there, then didn't leave for a long time, then came out and wasn't there for a long time, meaning that she must have some reason to stay there. This is not her main base or her home. This is simply a place she goes to do something. And if that something is healing, then we are in luck. Then it is unlikely that she can do it many other places. And perhaps even she will be unable to leave.
With that,
Mm.
again, Raphael
Mm,
doesn't
so-
really know, but maybe there's like a ley lines or something she's tapping into.
Luna will look over. It is certainly a case that the city has a large amount of magic in it, which could be something she's tapping into. The other option is possibly that, despite her seemingly power to cast spells everywhere, possibly that's just due to the fact that since she's in the city, it's very much possible that if she was to go far away, that her spells just wouldn't reach.
But she's had millennia to perfect her skills. Who knows?
Magic has its limits.
To someone
Fool!
with to someone with thousands of years of knowledge, who knows?
Those
what they
those
can
limits would be
achieve.
high, but still, some spells would not function too far away. You yourself would know some spells require rather close range.
Riff nods and says, "Perhaps her rather close range is a few miles."
Even then, if she's not within a few miles, then it makes it far easier.
It only takes 2 teleports to get in and out. She shrugs and says, I have not perfected teleportation, but I know opening dimension doors does not take that long."
It does not
Riff
take
kind of
long.
shrugs.
It's true, it does not take long to do teleportations. Well, most.
I see she could teleport away to some safe sanctuary, half the planet away, and prepare her spell, and the moment she teleports in, finishes the spell, teleports out, and done.
Again, I would think she would have done so if she could. Why don't she then teleport in right here, right now, on this table and do it? If she can do it. No.
All this secrecy and civil wars she's begun.
Though,
Fair enough.
yeah, you notice the High Priestess doing a chuckle slightly. Well, she couldn't teleport in this room, and she tried. This room is warded against all teleportation, all effects that allow sound to leave the room. This room is designed so we could do war secrets anyway.
If
I guess she could appear at the door over there. Points. She is not currently standing there.
Okay, well. Raphael says, as Laurel said, I agree completely. She has relied on secrecy. She is spinning her webs of lies, deceit, mind control, and whatever she needs to start civil wars and turn us against each other. She does not seem to want a direct confrontation, which leads me to advocate it.
But how did she kill the last emperors? The 3 that she killed.
She used the arms.
She
as
didn't
far as we
kill. She didn't kill like their entire armies.
know.
Perhaps
I
she
don't
just
think
likes to play with their heads. With the head of the
exactly.
armies.
I don't think her abilities are to destroy necessarily. She seems to be one of control. All
likes
we've
her
seen her do
chaos.
is play with people, change their minds, make them work as her puppets, not destroying them. The Empress, as we know, have been under this control for a long time, and she was not ordered to jump from a window or something similar to that. She does not care about us much. It is the Empire as an idea she despises.
If someone who likes control so much loses it, would she not do anything to gain the control back, though? Perhaps
Likely,
killing
and that is
schools?
to our
Which is why,
Oh,
again,
benefit.
we are striking now, before she can. She is reeling. We must plunge in the dagger while we have the chance.
And the question becomes, how much do we throw down there? How much do you think she can ward off?
Riff kind of shrugs and says, "Who knows?"
Send it in waves. As far as I know, some spells would only last for a while, and if she wants to spend all of it on completely obliterating one group, if she somehow has that power, then at least all will not be taken with it.
So you suggest throwing scores upon scores until we finally manage to have enough killed to
If that is
press
what's
on
needed.
forward.
Raphael nods. It is a grim duty, but the fate of the Empire is at the stake here. I don't see we have much else as an option.
Riff frowns and
And
says,
then when do we send in the assault? When someone finally returns?
they may not return. If the others almost had to use spells to get out, simple soldiers may never return.
So I don't think we will send simple soldiers in there.
We only have so many people that are strong enough to counteract
Looks
such
to the
magic.
generals and says, we have the Sapphire Guard. We know for a fact their prowess and their ability to use magic themselves, in addition to their combat prowess.
There is only 200 of them, though, is there not? Or around that.
Looks weirdly at her 200 is...
This is a fighting force that would make most things tremble in fear.
The general speaks. The storm tactician speaks up. While some of us can use magic, it is true. Not all of us are trained in such manner. At least not for the majority of things other than detecting those that are trying to break the laws.
Riff
You are
nods.
peacekeepers, not designed to be an army.
Riff nods and looks to the others and says, I would expect that she has the power to kill armies, not squads. And we would need an army of some magnitude. I think at least. And I understand that it's for the good of the Empire, but I hate the idea of killing hundreds, if not thousands. And I can see a lot in the way of very displeased wives and children.
She has already started the civil war. That civil war might cost hundreds and thousands, millions their lives. If the infection is not drained from the wound now, then it will only spread.
Riff nods. Says, who knows, we may kill her and the civil war may carry on.
It likely will. Or we need this thing dealt with first.
Riff nods and says, well, I can at least say that I'm not entirely up for it, and considering I'm more of the audacious out of, well, all of us here. Surely me saying throw caution to the wind, not throwing caution to the wind is that should at least make you think, right?
Raphael again slowly shakes it. I don't think we're not really at the point where we have a choice.
Riff shrugs.
What
Says,
preparations can we make that will stop something that she has already made?
Indeed.
If she is indeed tapping into magical ley lines, we could perhaps turn on some of the runes that tap into such things under the city.
But the runes are non-functional, correct?
Some of them work, I believe.
Yep. The Emperor speaks up. The runes I had commissioned for you all to build, they were only the preliminary ones. There were still 4 more layers to get done.
But they would still drain the power.
They themselves, if activated, would be heavily unstable. Cataclysmically unstable if all activated at once.
We need something. If we can drain the, or at least use the power in those ley lines.
The problem is this is the centre of many ley lines. If you did somehow drain this one, it would have a knock-on effect throughout the Empire.
Riff nods and says, that is probably the only way I see us weakening her, though. Effectively, at least, and in a short time frame.
Regardless, we have no easy way to drain drain the Empire's entire ley line dry.
We have a box.
Shot
in there.
That would be so bad, but it would work.
Kick in the box.
Like
That
drain
would work,
all magic from the Empire.
Yeah, that would be the main magical natural line that could travel most of the Empire.
Regardless,
Horrifyingly bad. But
the question comes to how many forces we can gather in a reasonable time frame.
Yeah.
With wealth comes much, Empress. I know that adventurers and guilds are many in the foreign quarter. I'm sure many of them could be bought for a purpose such as this. Some might even be competent enough to stand a chance.
we should probably get some form of I believe they're called spellbreakers. Ones trained to specifically fight powerful
I
spellcasters.
thought about it, but it seems that the major ones are all outside our current range.
Yes, spellbreakers do not tend to make their home in the city. They tend to do it in some of the northern regions where spellcasters in the past have run amok.
And the ones that I'm training are nowhere near ready to fight.
Raphael picks up and said, I do think we also should perhaps commission fighters from the arena. they are all incredibly skilled. Well, most of them at least. And even though they are not proficient spellcasters, they are quite the weapon masters, some of them. Having them with us on the battlefield could only be good.
Perhaps just requisitioning some of the more powerful magical students that
The thing
Alvaron
is...
has as well.
Yeah, nods. The thing is, we need to concentrate most of our most powerful resources in breaking through to the witch. Rest the regular army, the city guard, etc. I think they should be committed to try to keep civilians clear of the situation. Try to keep the peace. We don't know exactly what the witch will unleash. Perhaps she has monsters, the devils, other creatures that she would throw the gates open to and allow them access to the city. We need troops to be able to handle that calamity should it happen.
And if we are really going to do this, perhaps even asking some of the grand temples and even just temples for some of their spellcasters.
Agreed. The Prince Bishop is not here to command the divines of the city. But under the circumstances, I should think that most of them could be conscripted into our service. The cardinals of the cathedrals, for instance, the high priests.
Riff will look to Raphael and say, the Prince Bishop had no power over the other temples. He had only power over his. He cannot command the rest. So losing him, in that sense, is not really a problem.
The Prince Bishop was designed to be an adjudicator. He prevents the churches openly warring within the city.
A common
The high priests do sound like a nice addition to our forces.
high priests are possible. If
Unfor-
not,
unfortunately,
General
the best-
priests, if they're available.
Unfortunately, the best ones to be using for such a situation, the Church of Garum, are all currently far, far in the north, and there is no way to pull their forces out. They love war too much.
perhaps even the Temple of Nethys. I don't know how much a sway we can pull, but it's possible.
It is a state of supreme emergency. I don't think they can refuse.
Anyone who would want the Empire to stay in existence would be there to aid us, I think.
So that's the Temple of Grotius after, right?
Do we have one of those?
Probably.
The Emperor speaks up. Don't talk to me about the Temple of Grotius. the number of times they have sent me commissions.
Rift chuckles.
Just one thing written on the whole commission. Do.
Yeah. Rift just chuckles. at that.
She points to a little box next to the chair over the throne. You can have a look if you want.
I'm
So
actually
she
interested
keeps
in that.
them in a separate box.
I'm actually
I
kind of
guess it's
interested.
this is the Grotius box. Just anyone shows up with a Grotius, just put it in there. I'll look at it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm tempted to mage hand it over and have a look. Screw it, Riff will do it. Have a look.
If you do so, it's basically a listing of basically just like prepare yourselves. Doom is coming. Prepare yourselves. Doom is coming with various dates and methodologies of doom.
Oh, okay.